Hey guys, this is Watchalewknat, and today we got the review on the Swiss Arms licensed ICS Sig 552 brought to you by Airsoft Station. Hope you enjoy the video. Okay guys, if you're interested in buying the ICS Sig 552, here's what will come with it. You'll be getting the gun, one 300-round high-cap magazine, and the instruction manual. This gun is only $220. Yes, $220. I think that's a really great deal for any ICS gun, and considering this has the aluminum body, it has licensed trades, it makes it that much sweeter. Also, two items I would suggest you to buy from Airsoft Station unless you already have these items. One is the ICS PEC laser box. It's really just a battery box, but it fits the battery that they also sell up there, which is a 9.6 1600 milliamp nunchuck battery. So it's 17 for the PEC box, 22 for the nunchuck battery, which is not a bad deal at all for a battery. So you're looking roughly at about almost 40 bucks plus $220 for the gun, so $260 for a gun with a battery and a mag. That's not too bad of a deal considering it's coming from ICS. Okay guys, to start off with the ICS Sig 552 here, I know my review's done, I'm a year or so late on making a review on an ICS Sig 552 since it's come out, but you know, for first feel, it makes me really glad that I am. As y'all know, I used to have a JG Sig 552, and I liked it for the most part, but you know, I bought it used, so I probably didn't get it at the potential it could have been. But that was a really good gun when I had it, and just holding this, it makes me glad that ICS expanded out to making, you know, 6-hour type guns, including this and the Sig 551. So yeah, as I've already said multiple times by now, this gun feels really good. I'm gonna start from the back and head on to the front. Starting off with the stock, it feels pretty much, I'm gonna compare parts of this gun like JG throughout this video. So the stock itself, it seems to be just like the JG one. The material seems to be the same. That's fine because the JG stock was very sturdy. It did what it needed to do. We got the rubber butt plate here on the back. You know, very simple, very standard. Then we have our sling attachment piece right here. The only thing I don't like to see is, you know, this being an ICS gun, we got some pretty big seams. It's just, you know, the stock looks like it's two pieces. It doesn't really bother me, but for someone that's really looking to, you know, get everything out of the externals, that might catch their eye a little bit. Then we got the folding stock catches right here. That way when you fold it into the gun, it folds right in and it doesn't move when you're doing the CQB situations. Because as you see, the gun has a fairly small barrel as it is. Just looking at it, I'd probably say this gun roughly has, you know, MP5 length, maybe a little bit bigger, right at about 250 millimeters for an inner barrel. So moving on from that though, as I said, folding stock, we have the one button on the side. As you can see right here, your stock folds right in and locks into place. Okay, so there you go. Comes right back out, and a little bit of tug, that way you know it's going to be in there nice and secure, so that's really nice to see. Moving on more to the body of the gun now, we have our rear sight. One thing I definitely like about this over the JG is that it's highlighted. I like trades, but I definitely like highlights, so, you know, where they just really pop out and you can definitely see, you know, what you're looking at here. As you see, we got our sight post, the rear sight post. It's adjustable, 4 different settings. And as you see, we got the blade setting right here. That's my preferred setting because, you know, I just like to look up and, you know, look what I'm aiming at right away. I don't have to like look through all these little peep sights like this. But as I said, all that stuff is highlighted, and as always with your SIGs, you got your attachment point right here on the rear sight, so that's really nice. Moving on to the trades of the body, this is the first thing I really noticed about, you know, the ICS over the SIG. When I open up the box, these just popped right out. They're not laser etched, they're nothing special put in. They look like they're just painted, but you know, they feel nice. You know, it's textured with the body. Really nice look. It just says restricted for law enforcement use, government use, or export only. We got safety, semi, and full auto highlighted. Flipping over to the other side here, we got Sig Arm Inc. Exeter, New Hampshire is what that looks like. I'm not too sure, correct me if I'm wrong. SAN, made in Switzerland, and you know this is a 223 or a 556 just like the M4. And then we got a Sig 552-2 Commando, so I'm guessing this is the second version of the 552. And then what looks like that might be a unique serial number. You never know though, it could just be one since it's such a very odd looking number. Okay, one thing about the body that did pop out to me that, I'll be honest, I did not like at all is the difference in the selector switches. When you're right hand, you're more than likely going to be looking at the left side. We have safe, semi, and then you can see full auto right here. You turn the gun around, they're in different spots. You got safe, semi, and then full auto straight up. So in that sense, it's kind of weird looking. I don't know, maybe it's because how the selector switch is made that they have it sitting in different spots. But you would think it would have to be uniform, but that's just the Sig 552 way of making a selector switch. I'll be honest though, it did throw me off there at the beginning. So moving on, as y'all know, I like guns with a lot of function to them. I like guns I can take out there, play with, you know, really get into the realism with. Before the JG Sig 552, you just had to, you know, just to check your hop up. Now, you can pull it all the way back, keep it back when you need to. Make sure you got your hop up where you need it to go. And on the other side, you got the functioning bolt catch. Now I ain't going to slam it all the way forward. I'm going to catch it because, you know, you don't want to do that too much because you do have the possibility of that bolt flying off on you here. Okay, moving on down to the lower part of the receiver, we have our pistol grip. If y'all know, I absolutely love the Sig style pistol grips. I think they just feel amazing, and this one goes over the top. The last one I had was a really smooth, really, you know, more of an ABS plastic feeling grip. This one has more of that composite texture to it, so it makes it that much cooler for me. Trigger guard, just like any Sig 552. For people who got gloves, it can go left or right. You know, determining if you're a left or right-handed shooter, you can go either way for you here. Trigger, just your standard Sig trigger. We got our magazine release on the bottom, just like an AK, which makes it ambidextrous, just like a G36, making it ambidextrous. You can take it right out. Kind of goes in like an AK too. Magazines they come with going very smooth. I've had, you know, experience with these mags as I used to use them with my JG. It was the only mags I could find and the only ones that were plentiful. So these are 300 round mags. You can see right through them, so you can be like, oh god, I'm out. Let's go, put a new mag in before you run out. That way you can be prepared. And that's something that I've always liked about these Sig mags over like an M4 or an AK mag, where you really can't tell unless you shake the mag, and then you just become a Maraca guy. If that makes any sense. Okay, moving on to the hand guards of the gun. I gotta say, they really stepped up here. This is my main complaint about the JG when it came out. I mean, the hand guards were just absolutely wobbly. I mean, it was ridiculous how much wobble. The rails were very bad quality. And as you all saw on that one, I just took all the rails off and kept them off. With this one, the rails, they're still plastic, but I mean, they feel absolutely solid. I mean, it took me a couple seconds to realize it was plastic over metal. But hand guards are really good. They're almost twice as thick as the old ones, just, you know, by the amount of plastic. So the hand guard's really good. I know that's going to hold up for me. Unfortunately, with how small this hand guard is, it's even smaller than the JG. So really only good viable option of battery here is going to be either somehow wiring it to the back and putting a battery bag on the stock, or in my case, I'll just be using a PEC box for the review, accuracy test, and chrono. Moving on to the last part of the gun, we have, of course, the front. We have our front sight post, very easy. It looks like it might be adjustable, I'm not sure though. Full metal though, just as long with the other piece of the front assembly right here, all metal. Unfortunately though, there's only one sling mount right here on the left side, so that makes that part non-ambidextrous. We got your fake gas block piece here. It doesn't move around. That's fine though. I don't care if it moves around or not. And then we have the flash hider. I think it's horrendous. I really don't like how, you know, all the SIGs I've seen come with a completely orange flash hider. I like to keep at least half of it black, that way it's not just a big, you know, hey, I'm here, look at me, shoot me type thing when you're playing airsoft. But unfortunately, it does seem that with this being licensed by Cybergun, at one point Cybergun had it, and it looks like they glued on the flash hider, because ICS usually doesn't do that, and this does not come off, you know, easily at all. So that's one downer. You can't throw up your silencers or your tracer units or anything like that up here right away. You'd have to work around that. So overall, a first look at the gun. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see how this shoots. Let's go do that. Okay guys, so here we go with the chrono test. I'm going to tell you right off the back, I'm using 2.5 BBs. Airsoft Station and ICS advertised the gun's supposed to shoot roughly 390, but I see the gun shoots more towards 360 with 2s, so we should be seeing about 325 with 2.5s. 353. Wow, 356. Okay, that's a dip. 312. 314. 314. 314. 318. Okay, so the gun shoots between 310 and 320 with 2.5s. His first 2 BBs are probably just leftover 2.0s from when I just did my initial test of the gun. So, I don't know if it's going to work, but let's see if my chrono can pick up some full auto rate of fire readings here. And I'm going to guess it's shooting at 17 rounds per second, which is not bad at all for a 9.6 out of the box. Wow, 17.92. Okay, that has to be off because that sounds a whole lot more than 13. Let's try it again. Okay, 17.81. So 17.81, 17.92 is right at about 1050 because 1080 rounds per minute is right at 18. That's a little bit under 18. So we're going to say 1,050 rounds per minute for the Sig 552. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video on the ICS Sig 552. As far as reviewing it, I would give it a 8.5 out of 10. Out of the box, as you can see, the feet per second 320, 310 to 320 is respectable for a 2.5. If it can shoot over 300 with a 2.5, I'm going to use a 2.5 in my gun. So that's right in the range for me, so that's really nice to see. 18 rounds a second out of the box, that's really good. Right there, just a little bit under. So that makes it a really good gun to start out on the field. The only tags I have with the gun, you did not notice it there in the chrono, but you might get double taps sometimes when you're shooting on semi. So that's one thing to keep in mind here. Your only real battery option is a battery box. A lot of people don't like battery boxes, but at least this one is, you know, streamlined with the gun. It's not really big. The gun comes with the high cap, of course. I switch off from liking mids to highs, but for the most part, I love to use high caps with the Sig because they're so smooth going into the mag well. It's kind of like an AK, it's kind of like an M4, you can see in the mag. I love the trades, gotta love all these trades on the gun. Love the improvements on the handguard comparing it to a JG Sig 552. And the only other thing I really didn't like besides, you know, having to use a PEC box is the stock. It has that really big seam line, and it's the only thing that looks really cheap on the 552. But nevertheless, it is sturdy. It's not going to break on you. If you wanted to, you could camo form it, do something crazy, but you know, that's all up to you. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the chrono and rate of fire test of this gun. I'll look forward. Next video will be the accuracy test. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Remember, $220 on Airsoft Station, and you can get the battery and the battery box for right at 40 bucks. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. This has been a What You Looking At production. I'm out.